Something Big with Steve Bartilla. Brought to you by
once again here with my good buddy Adrian Chapman, Big Shot from Furminator, who makes the single best ATV implement for food plots I have ever used. No BS. There's the Furminator and then there's everything else. But having literally beaten the snot out of myself for 20 plus years putting in food plots with ATVs, I've got some pretty strong feelings on the subject. Furminator actually works. Okay, but what we want to talk to Adrian today about is food plots, specifically plantings. Now, here we're dealing with a brassica plot. Okay, brassica is a very, very large family of different seed types. Okay, when it comes to planting brassicas, what's a common error most people want to avoid?
Well, with a lot of food plot planters, they think when in doubt, put it out, and they put out as much seed as they have in the bag or as will fit in the spreader. And with some seeds, that's not a problem. You know, if you plant clover too heavily, you'll still get a decent stand of clover. Cereal rye. You know, you need to, if you're trying to plant it to get the maximum amount of soil improvement and everything else out of it, you need to go 150, 200 pounds per acre on it. Go super heavy.
Whereas, and I'm just going to interrupt you there just for 1 second. You go down to the feed mill and you ask them, how thick am I supposed to plant that cereal? Nowhere near as thick. Remember, we're not cash cropping, are we?
Right.
There's a heck of a difference between cash cropping and trying to feed deer.
Absolutely. And brassicas happen to be one of the plants that like elbow room. If you plant them too heavily, they can be stunted and otherwise not give you what you need out of them.
And speaking from experience, 100% accurate. I'd rather not put down too much clover seed because I don't want to waste money. And at the same time, it is a little stunted if it's too thick. But you know what? I'm not losing one lick of sleep over it if I put it on 20% too thick. I don't want to even go 5% too thick on this stuff. Because as he said, I have learned the hard way. You put it in too thick, you get a bunch of brassicas that are about this dang tall. You put it in right, and 4 weeks, this is what you're looking at instead. Okay, all right, everybody sits there, a common myth, since we're talking about brassicas, and this here happens to be a Antler King honey hole plot. Okay, but a common myth when we talk about brassica plots is that, oh, geez, you have to wait until it freezes, a couple hard freezes, and then the sugars come up from the root system, sweetens up the and that is 100% true for various members of the brassica family. But why is it that the deer are hammering this plot here so darn hard? I mean, it's right now, as we speak, it's November 7th and it's 70 some degrees. Okay, but they've been hammering this in October. They were hammering it in September as soon as it started coming up. Why?
Brassicas is a broad family. There's lots of different varieties of it. Some of it, like you mentioned, the myth is true on that you need a frost to bring sugars up. Others not so. Obviously, this variety is not, because, like as you said, the deer are hammering it already, and this is one of the warmest Novembers in a long time up here. And the other thing to remember is that these deer have plenty of food here. You can look behind us at the cornfield. They're getting lots of feed every night off the corn. They're coming and hitting this as a dessert or as a sweet treat for them, and they're hammering pretty hard.
Oh, and that brings up a great point, sincerely great point. All sorts of people talk about planting brassicas in August and July. Others, oh man, I don't want to even think about it till you get to the end of August. Why might a person want to plant early versus late? What are the advantages, disadvantages?
Well, I think you could look at it as whether you're trying to feed the deer. Do they need the brassicas as an integral part of their diet? In which case you want to plant early. You want to get as much of it out there as you can so you can feed them. If you're more using it as a honey hole, as something to draw them in for hunting situations, you're not worried about the tonnage that you produce. You're trying to produce something that's more palatable to them. And if the plants have a long time to grow, their cell walls thicken. They get a little more less
Tough.
digestible, a
Yeah.
little less palatable. So you would actually, if it's mainly a purely attractant honey hole situation, you would want it to be planted maybe a little bit later, where
Yeah.
you have a more tender
So
plant.
you can actually drag them out of the cornfield, come and
Right.
eat this stuff. Versus, oh, northern Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, central Minnesota, pretty much anywhere in Canada, or if in bigger wood situations, there, well, one, you don't have the level of food options that we have on this particular property right here, and at the same time, and because of that, I can eat a stick or I can eat this. I think I'm going for, it's a lot easier to get them to feed. So in a situation like that, planting in August or July, heck, early July, you can go ahead and create a lot more tonnage of food, which is going to help you a lot more there than in a situation like this, where you're actually trying to use this as a candy crop instead of a food source. Adrian, this has been awesome. Really appreciate it. Final thoughts brought to you by Huntworth. To essentially sum up, now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but what you schooled me on today is Brassica. The Brassica family is a very large family of plants. Generally, and you cannot, when you're dealing with large, you can't go ahead and create a rule that applies for all. Okay. Yes, some of the Brassica family need a frost to bring those sugars up from the root system. And that's when the deer start hammering them. But other Brassica, members of the Brassica family, are very desirable early season. Others are mid-season. Then you have the ones we just discussed for late season. Having a smorgasbord of brassicas generally makes it so that the deer are feeding on your brassica plot longer. Okay. Then, elbow room. Some plants really like elbow room, others don't. Don't need it anywhere near as bad. Brassicas need it. And then, lastly, you time your planting for your goal. If you're just trying to suck them out of the cornfield, going ahead and doing a late August planting, assuming you got growing season left, is great. If you're up in northern Wisconsin trying to feed deer over winter, you know what? A July 1st planting ain't a bad idea. Did I mess any of that up?
Steve, you said it perfectly.
Thanks much, my friend.
Thanks, Steve.